Today's story is about a journalist who created and committed many crimes to make his show a hit. He himself used to commit a murder, and then he used to show the murder story on his channel. This whole story is from Brazil. There is a small city in Brazil. In that same Manaus city, there lived a person whose name was Wallace Souza. When Wallace Souza graduated from college, he joined the Brazilian police and worked as an inspector in the police, but was fired after he was arrested for pension fraud and patrol scam. After losing his police job, he joined a local news channel. Since he was from a police background, news channel members thought that they can take advantage of his experiences of dealing with crime and criminals. So they hired him. Now, in that TV channel, he started the crime show, and he was the head of that show. His show name was Canal Libra. It was a crime show that used to come every night. In this show, they used to show the news of crime, police operations, police chasing criminals, and different stories related with crime. Slowly, this show, Canal Livre, became the most popular show in the city of Manaus. It was presented by Wallace Souza. He started this show in 1989. After getting so much popularity through his TV show, he decided to fight for the local election, and surprisingly, he won it 3 times. He became so popular because of his show. So the show was going on, and after that, he joined politics and everything was going well. But then in 2006-2007, the chirp of this show was going down. It was not even in chirp, and its rating was also going down. So now there was pressure on Wallace Souza that this show has to be hit. After this, suddenly exclusive news of mysterious crimes started coming. Sometimes news of murder mystery comes from different parts of Manaus. The most shocking thing at that time was most of these crime stories were broke by Wallace Souza in his crime show. Rest of the channel, people keep beating their heads. They didn't know anything about any crime news. When, where, how these murder happened, who did it, from where these news were coming, the people had no idea. And only Wallace Souza show telecast all these things. Many times, it happened that they had all the footage and visuals of the crime scene and the police came later. So one by one, many news of murder mysteries started coming, and the first and only show who had all the footage and visuals related to these murder was only Wallace Souza Crime Show. Police thought that there was something wrong. They started an investigation. Police started tracing the crime reporters and the cameramen there, started following them, and kept investigating them quietly. But they didn't succeed. Now, head of the police, when he studied all the cases, he doubted the link of all these murders was somewhere connected from this channel and this show. Police decided that all the people who worked in the field for this crime show and for this channel, whether they are reporters or cameramen, will be followed. On 11th August 2009, a cameraman drives out of the car from this channel. Police team started chasing him. He leaves the city and entered into a nearby jungle, and suddenly they saw that Wallace saw the crew team members shooting there with a dead body lying in the jungle. Also, from that dead body smoke were coming out, which shows that crew team tried to burn it. So they would shoot the whole thing. When these things were shooting, the police team would reach there and caught the cameraman. He was asked that how this body was lying outside the city. How did you people only knew about this? Even we, the policemen, followed you and reached here. So who is your source? So the cameraman says, I don't know. I got instructions from the office. It was said that this is the location. This is the address. And you go and shoot there. So he was asked that who told you these things in the office. He said, our boss Wallace Souza. Police sent to Souza's house and search operations were performed where police found some bullets which had even blood spots, and it was such that it was taken out from the dead body, and police got evidence against Mr. Souza. Now, police arrested and interrogated Souza. After this, Souza opens his mouth and told the whole story that he planned everything to boost the trap of his crime show. He told police that when he was fired from his police job, he started working in a news channel. He got to host a crime show through which he gained a lot of popularity. He came into politics, won elections. But when the trap of this show started to fall down, his popularity also started to decrease. He got an idea in his head that why not we do the crime ourselves and telecast it in the show, so there will be no competition, and we are the first who will on air. So he did all the things. he didn't go to the murder site. His son and some contract killers were also involved in his crime. He used to tell them the location and everything. After that, when crime happened and those people get out of the spot, and when it was all cleared, then it sent signal to him that we have killed. There is no one on the spot. He deliberately chose such a location that only he knows about. So he planned this, made a list, and included his son and the contract killer in it. According to that list, there would be a murder. And after the murder, as soon as his son and the contract killers moved away from the scene, he called his cameraman and said that his source had given this news that there was a murder there. So go and shoot it quickly. He used to bring the visual. He used to show all the pictures in his show. So he committed the murder in this manner, although many murders took place at that time. He was arrested in 2009, and during his investigation he suddenly fell ill. In 2010, when this case reached to its conclusion, he suffered a heart attack and died in the hospital. After his death, his son and the contract killers were still in jail. So this was the whole story.